So
I love Puerto Rico.
Gracias. Thank you, ladies, for giving me the time to talk about this incredible, lovely film. You did such an incredible work in what I believe is one of the best films of the year. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
I have to say that it brought back so many memories of my mother-in-law's passing 10 years ago, and the dynamics between my wife and precisely her two sisters during those days leading up to her passing. It felt so close to me. So let me start with you, Carrie. This movie feels like an intense theater play. What was it like to deal with this extremely talented actresses through such narrow hallways? Because for me, it was mind-blowing seeing these characters so close physically, but so distant emotionally.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It did feel like an intense theater play. It's very language heavy, as you noted. And I think we approached it like a play. We had to be really prepared in order to kind of jump into the scenes appropriately. And the space was a real rent controlled apartment in New York. And so it definitely inspired the feelings of claustrophobia that the audience can feel. And also it helped us also garner some intimacy with each other, because we couldn't really get away from each other, which is what happens when you're in that vigil for waiting for death. But we didn't want to, because I really do. I mean, the reason I did the film is because of these two ladies and because it was a great script. But what a joy it was to get to work with them.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Elizabeth. This movie feels so intimate and vulnerable, yet raw, so raw. And I dare to compare it a little bit with so much respect to the work you did in Marcy May, Marlene, at least in the introspective and restrained part of the character. So besides being a mediator in this project, your character was like a time bombs, if we can say it that way.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what was it like to work from a space like very deep within.
That's a great question. So with starting from like a structural standpoint, I was trying to figure out, like, there was no clear structure that I could begin somewhere and end somewhere. And so to me, when I was just doing my own like analysis work before showing up, I was trying to figure out what the structure could be, where there's growth. It wasn't very linear to me, but it was also like not linear, but I was like being like a ping pong, right? I felt like I was bouncing back and forth between the two of them. And then eventually it just kind of escalates into an expression of frustration and anger. And I think it was, what was fun for me is I feel like I don't actually recently have had many opportunities to play someone as wanting of being small. And I do actually feel like I do that often. I try and be small and blend into walls often. And so it was nice to try and articulate that through that character. It seemed like a fun thing to get to play with that I haven't gotten to do in a bit.
Thank you. Oh my God, my time is up, Natasha. I love what you did with your character. Oh my God, it was incredible. It reminded me a little bit about Living Las Vegas and Nicolas Cage. So thank you so much for giving us such a wonderful character. I love your character. So
thank you. I'll see you in Puerto Rico. I'm the Nicolas Cage of San Juan.
I'll be waiting here with a beer and a bottle of wine. So thank you, ladies, so much for giving us one of the best films of the year.